Hi, Saen Higgins here. In this video, we're going to specifically show you how tax lien certificates work. Looking for low risk, high return investment strategy? Well, guess what? You found it with tax lien certificates. I'm going to show you exactly how this works in this video. Have you ever wondered how savvy investors make 18%, 25% and sleep at night and don't worry about all these things? Well, guess what? It's probably with tax lien certificates. In this video, I'm going to show you how, yes, you can invest like a professional. 16, 18% with virtually no risk. And stick around at the very end of this video. I'm going to show you something. It's going to blow your mind. First of all, how about this? How about getting a $200,000 property and only paying $20,000 for it and owning it free and clear? Hey, you don't have $20,000? We'll show you how you can get it financed. Okay, let's just get right to it. What is a tax lien auction? What's happened here? Okay, well, it's very simple because I see people at these auctions and every once in a while I'll talk with a few of them because I'm looking, I can see the confusion on their face and we're trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, this is not the place to figure out what's going on. So let's talk about what happens before that. A tax lien certificate, quite simply, is a first position lien on a property due to delinquent property taxes. In over 2,000 taxing jurisdictions around the United States, once a property owner becomes 1 year delinquent on the property taxes, the county government is going to conduct a sale. At that sale, they're going to offer those delinquent taxes to the public. That's you and me. Okay, they have to be delinquent 1 year. When you and I put up the money for those delinquent taxes, we get a certificate. Now, back up. You're not buying somebody's house. Let me repeat that. You're not buying somebody's house. As a matter of fact, you're not even dealing with the property owner. You're dealing with the county. The county will do about 90% of the work for you. In return for putting up the money for the delinquent taxes, they're going to issue you a tax lien certificate. This is a legal document that goes on file down at the county courthouse. Now, what happens is this. That is issued to you with an interest rate. Now, you might want to write this down. That interest rate can be anywhere from 16%, 18%, even as high as 25% return on your money with virtually no risk, because at all times that interest is mandated by state law. You heard me, mandated by state law. And here's the great thing. If the property owner doesn't come in within the prescribed amount of time, depending on what it is in that area, that could be 1 year, that could be 2 year or 3 year. Okay, you can foreclose on that property and take a superior position, wiping out all liens and encumbrances. So in other words, I could literally get a $200,000 property for a few years in back taxes. Now, obviously, that would be nice, but that's not going to happen all the time. Who cares? When somebody redeems to the county and they pay you back your investment, remember, you're getting your investment back plus that substantial interest rate is locked in. And it's not 16 divided by 3 years. It's 16% a year. Okay, I want you to think about that. Doesn't matter what happens in the stock market, the bond market, the foreign market. Doesn't matter if there's a pandemic. Okay, I'm still getting my interest rate. So this is how tax lien certificates work. Okay, but how do they work for you specifically? This is how they're going to work for you. First of all, you have to look at it as not buying a tax lien certificate. You have to look at it as putting together an investment strategy that uses tax lien certificates as its underlying value. Okay, so that actually pays 16, 18, 25%. I mean, it's an unbelievable opportunity. And here's the great thing. It didn't just happen. It didn't happen 30 years ago when I first started doing this. It's been around for over 300 years. That's before we even became a country. Actually, before George Washington was born, we had tax liens on properties here in the United States. Thomas Jefferson, our third president, lost Monticello, do your research, to delinquent property taxes, okay? Nobody is above the law. Even well, maybe. Anyway, we won't go there right now. Anyways, the bottom line is this, okay? These have been around a long time. The security is unparalleled and unequal on any investment strategy out there. So how do they work for you and your family? Very simple. Let's just take one and break it down. I go to Waka Waka County in somewhere state, the state of somewhere, okay? I'm gonna go into that county, I'm gonna find out when their sale is. Now listen, I wanna be very clear on this. I don't recommend anybody just pick a county. I've got other videos on this. I'm gonna show you specifically how a tax lien certificate works. If you're brand new at this, or if you've got a partner and you're saying, hey, I can't explain it, but this guy can, this is the video you should be watching. Okay, now, specifically, how does a tax lien certificate work for you? Now understand, I'm gonna talk about a tax lien certificate, okay? I don't recommend you buy a tax lien certificate. I've got other videos on that. We don't have time for that right now. But I want to specifically show you how a tax lien certificate is going to work for you, and then you're going to see the financial opportunity for you and your family. Okay, specifically, a county, we'll call it, like I said earlier, Waka Waka County, has a sale. By law, they have to issue the list of the properties coming up for sale, the liens coming up for sale, 30 days prior to the sale. You're going to acquire that list. You're going to do your research on that list. Once you do your research and say, ooh, this is a lien that I would like to purchase, okay, you go down to the sale. That's how you have to walk, okay? You go down to the sale and you go register for the auction. Again, I have other videos on that, but this is a crucial thing. You have to register, follow their procedures on that. When that particular lien comes up, there are several different ways that this lien is sold. They don't just go, oh, thank you, Sean, for showing up. Here's the lien. They're going to say the lien is, you know, $3,000 and it's paying 16%. I say, I'll take it for 16%. Somebody could say, I'll take it for 15, 14, 13. Who's ever willing to accept the lowest interest rate becomes a successful bidder on the property. Now, here's what's important. The property owner is still responsible for the full interest rate. So if don't get any ideas that you can go not pay your taxes and bid your interest rate down to zero. Doesn't work. Okay, but here's another thing. Why would somebody bid it down to zero? Because I've seen people do that. Again, I don't have time in this video. This is the beautiful thing about tax lien certificates is they work different everywhere. That county specifically could say, hey, it doesn't matter if you bid it to zero. We're still going to give you a flat 5% penalty. Or we have a special bonus at the end if they, you know, whatever the case might be. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So don't worry about other people's strategy. This is how it works. Okay, let's say I buy it at 15%. We'll use that. So I buy it at 15%. Now what do? I don't really do anything. I give the money to the county. They give me my certificate. It goes on, another one goes on file down at the county court. I don't do anything. And let's say that particular tax lien certificate has a 2-year redemption period. Okay, that means the property owner has 2 years to pay you. No, the county the money. Because the property owner doesn't owe you the money. They don't even know this is probably taking place, maybe, or it doesn't matter. They owe the money to the county. So they've got 2 years, 24 months. So what happens is when the property owner comes down to pay the taxes to the county sees that you're the lien holder now of record. They take that money and they will issue you a check within 5 to 10 business days for your full investment plus the prevailing interest rate. In this case, I had 15%. I'm happy as a pig in mud. Everything's good. But what if they don't pay in the 2 years? Great question. So what happens is this. If the property owner doesn't pay within 2 years, remember, I'm literally essentially the county in a lot of ways. So I get a hold of the county, my workhorse, and I say, hey, property owners failed to pay off the property taxes. I'm the lien holder of record, and I would like to exercise my right to foreclose on the property. Now listen, everything I say is backed up by law, and this one has no difference. So the law is different in every state, but essentially it says a tax lien certificate takes first position over any and all liens and encumbrances, regardless of when that lien was placed on the property. So that lien could have been placed before the tax lien, but because it's a county tax lien, by law, it takes first position over everybody. Okay, so if I did have to foreclose on the property, I would wipe out and extinguish all liens on that property, and I would own it free and clear. It's getting good, isn't it? Well, guess what? There are so many things you need to understand before we get to that sale. And here's the great news. I've got a brand new course on this that shows you how to get so many liens you won't even know what to do, that will provide you and your family with financial independence. It is free to you. All you have to do is click the link below, higginsmethod.com. higginsmethod.com. My gift to you is a complete course from A to Z.